Hello everyone, this is a quick tutorial just to go over this long air bonnet again. I've made a tutorial before, so do check that one out as well. However, I had some comments that some people did not understand some parts of the video, so I thought I'll do it again and just show you. The one I made in this video is a bit messy because it was just for tutorial purpose only, and I'll be wearing it myself. So I've shown you how to make the pattern in a video before, so do check that out. And I've just used that pattern to cut out the fabric. Make sure you cut your fabric on fold, and we're going to sew the bottom of the air bonnet, and there it looks like so. And now I'm just going to open it up, and that's what it looks like once you open it up. And we're going to fold it lengthwise, fold it over right side facing each other, and we're just going to make sure the middle part joins the other middle part. That's the most important part because it needs to be equal. I'm just opening up the seam allowance to pin it down. It's easier when you open up the seam allowance, so it makes it easier for the elastic to go through once you get to that part. But we're just joining the mid part together. We're just going to get some pins in a minute, and just use your pins or your clips to join your fabrics right side facing each other. Like I forgot to mention, you're going to need 6-inch elastic, and make sure you leave a gap at the end on each side. So you're going to need a 6-inch elastic, a safety pin, some pins, and then another gap there. Can you see? Just about 2-inch gap on both ends, and sew and then stop before you get to the 2-inch gap. Okay, and that's what it looks like on both ends. Right, we're going to turn our fabric right side out, but not all the way out. It looks like a funnel at the moment or cone shape. So that's what it looks like. That's the both edges we've left undone. Right, so for the bottom part, we're just going to do a top stitch around 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, top stitch around, and leave about 1-inch gap. That's where our elastic will go through. And that's our elastic. My elastic measures about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. That's why we've made the casing 3¼ inch. So whatever your elastic is, just make the casing a bit bigger than your actual elastic, and insert your elastic through like so. Make sure you I'm adding my clips, or you can use safety pin as well, so that the other end of the elastic doesn't go all the way through, because we're going to sew. As you can see, just adjust it according to what if you like the hole to be big, just make it loose. If you want it really tight, that you don't want your air falling out of it, then you could do that. Do a zigzag stitch to attach your elastic, and then turn it back right side, and we're just going to top stitch that small area, or you can leave it, it doesn't really matter. But if you're selling, I'll say top stitch it so everything's nice and neat. And then we're going to fold the edges. It looks like a V shape where we left our gap earlier. This is the top of the air bonnet. We're just going to close that, so we're folding the edges, and then we're going to top stitch it. This is the easiest way you can do it without stress. However, there's another way to do it, which I'm doing right now, But if you're new to sewing, just go for the first one, which is to top stitch it. This one, you're turning it right sides together, sew it, and then turn it right so the thread is not showing on the outside. But if you top stitch it, it's still good, to be honest. So there you have it. That's how I'm doing mine for today. Sometimes I top stitch it, sometimes I do it that way. And we're just going to find the midpoint at the top of our bonnet. That's the midpoint, and we'll be needing that later. Now we're moving on to the straps. My straps measure 45 inches by 3 inches times 2. So 2 of each color, 45 by 3. Or if you have a long enough fabric, then you could do 90 by 3 inches for each color. And then I'm just going to I folded my fabric, and I'm going to do a diagonal cut just to give it the end of the strap a nice shape. If I've eyeballed mine, but just measure 2 inches downwards and then cut it diagonally. Now we're looking for the edge circumference. So from the midpoint to one side of the strap, we're going to measure 12 inches. So I'm just using my pin to mark where the 12-inch point is. And there you have it. That's the 12-inch. And then the other side as well, from the midpoint to the other side, another 12 inches. Just make a mark. So that's the edge. My edge circumference is 24 inches. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. So that's why we're marking 12 inches on each side. So there you have it, 24 inches. And we're just going to sew all the way. However, where our gap is, we need to leave a gap. So we leave that space. We'll start after the 12-inch mark. We go round all the way. The top, we don't need to leave a gap. Sew all the way round, and then you stop just before the 12-inch gap. So at the end of it, the middle part will be open. And there we have it. I'm just going to turn my fabric right side out. Yeah, as you can see, my fabric is messy. It's not straight. This is just for video purpose only. I was rushing to make this as well. So we're going to get the midpoint of our strap and the midpoint of our air bonnet. It's easy to find the midpoint of your strap because that's where I've joined mine. And then we're going to get the edge of the strap where your edge circumference mark stops, and join it to the end of your air bonnet, the body of the air bonnet. And there you go. And now we'll do that for the other side as well. Once you do that, then you're going to try and fit in the rest of the fabric to the strap, and you see what I mean in a minute. So as you can see, there's excess fabric, and what we're trying to do is trying to fit that fabric to the length of the edge circumference marked on the strap. So what I'm doing is I'm pleating my air bonnet. Another thing you can do, you can gather stitch it before you attach your strap. So it's up to you, but I tend to just pleat it randomly like that. Not too random, but just pleat it until you get the whole fabric pinned to the strap. If you're going to do this, make sure you iron, please. I haven't ironed the strap on mine because I'm not making it for anyone. I'm just making it for the tutorial. So don't forget to pleat the other side as well. I haven't done that. because I was trying to make this video as quick as possible. And then you fold over your fabric and then fold it in at the edge like that, and then tuck in all the raw edges. Of course you won't leave the pins because you would have already sewn it, but because I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible, because I already have a video on this hair bonnet, that's why it's not. So do check out the other video as well. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe.